Hi everybody, it's Chatty Sparkly Runners, and we're putting an important message across today about how to build up your running and how much you should build it up week by week and what you should be doing. And initially we said there are three really important things that you need to know. You need to know what pace you're running at.
Yep, I think we've covered that.
Which is the chatty running, yep. And we've done that.
We've done quite a few videos.
We need to know when you've recovered.
Yeah, and we've done at least 2 videos.
But we haven't done anything about how to build up your running, and I'm going to do this.
Those were the 3 key things to improving your running.
And I want to do it in 2 different ways. First of all, I want to give you the sort of general guidelines on how to build up your running, and you can help with your beginners, can't you?
Yeah.
And then I want the second half, which is probably more important, is what should it feel like when you're building your running up. So that's what we're after.
Okay.
Okay, shall we have a run?
Let's have a run.
I'm warmed up. Are you warmed up?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Up a hill. Right.
Okay. Which way are you going?
Which way are we going? I'm going this way.
Okay, this we are cheating again by this going downhill.
We're always running downhill.
Yeah, there's a bit of uphill on this, but we're good. We're getting fitter, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm getting fitter.
Yeah, so how do people build up their chatty running? Okay. What do they have to do to build it up safely, really? Because we see, because we were going to mention some of the things that we see with runners that we know, people going out and just doing too much, getting too carried away. So they might be just running 5k, and then all of a sudden, oh, let's go out and run 10k.
Well, they're only used to running 40 minutes, and all of a sudden they decide they want to go out and run 75 minutes.
Yeah, that sort of over-enthusiastic approach. Yeah. We see that, don't we?
Yeah.
And we quite often have people then that will come and say, oh, I've got a bit of a niggle, I've got an injury. And very often that's because they've done a little bit too much.
90% of all injuries are caused by doing too much and not giving enough time to recover.
So knowing how to build up is really important.
So it's really important, yeah. And if you're chatty, the chatty runners get much less injuries. But in order to injure yourself less, you do need to know how to build up. And your body likes being treated gently. So the secret is build up really gently.
You're pushing me into the hedge this week, Colin. Okay, so you're a beginner, you've been through your beginner's programme, you're running a couple of times a week. So let's start with that sort of
you can do 5k,
runner.
You can just do 5k.
You can do 5k or 40-45 minutes.
So your goal is to be able to run an hour non-stop.
Yeah.
Because you can start doing other things with your training once you've got to an hour non-stop.
And that's where I am at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm just about there now, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, so tell us
as long as it's flat-ish.
Yeah, so how did you do it? How did you build up then to your hour?
I took 1 run a week, which I decided was going to be my longer one, and I built that one up by 5 minutes.
Okay.
Most weeks.
Yeah.
So I added 5 minutes one week, 5 minutes the next. I think then I had a bit of a rest week. A sort of, just sort of bed down, get used to it sort of week. And then I carried on, so I'm up to 1 hour and 5 now.
Okay, so you've cracked that hour barrier.
That.
So when you're moving up, you've got that choice, haven't you? You've got the choice of adding a bit to a run, or adding another run into the week.
Yeah.
So we're saying, are you saying?
Can we come away from the hedge?
Are you saying 5 minutes for one of your runs? Because I think there's a golden rule, isn't there, of 10%.
Yeah.
The other thing is, if you're doing 2 runs a week and you want to add a third,
that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
I was already doing 3. I didn't want to add any more runs.
So what's the rule on that?
Yeah.
And the rule on that would be, it's got to be half of the average of the other 2 runs. So if you're doing so if you're doing
an easy way to say
so
that,
if you're doing a 60-minute run and a 40-minute run, that's 1 hour and 40. So that's the next run. The average is 16 per 100 is 50 minutes. So half of that would be 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should think it's the golden rule. If you're going to add another run, and you're running 2 runs a week anyway, certainly don't do anything more than half an hour.
No, okay.
You don't want to work out all your averages.
Yeah, no. Okay, so but we find that once you've got up to an hour, you've built up your tendons, your muscles are stronger. You can actually increase by a little bit more to build up. And your final target is to be able to run for 2 hours, because
If you want to.
If
Some
you want
people
to,
might not want
yeah,
to run
yeah.
for 2 hours, Colin.
But at 2 hours,
I don't think I would.
At 2 hours, there's really specific benefits that happen. That absolutely happen. So, if you are serious, getting to 2 hours is
quite a big milestone,
is quite
isn't
a handy thing to do. Yeah.
it? Okay, so you're running 3 times a week. You are okay. That's me. I'm running 3 times a week. You've got up to your hour, and you've built up that hour. How are you going to build up that hour safely? How much more can I add now that I'm that little bit fitter?
Yeah, well, there's a 10% rule, isn't there? So we were saying 10% is 6 minutes, but there's a. Do you add that 6 minutes every week? You tend to do it a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then I have a
rest.
consolidation
Week. Hang on, there's a car.
We've actually got a car down this quiet lane.
See, the other thing is to improve it and keep it, so increase it by a little bit. Oh, we can run.
Yeah, no more traffic.
And then maintain that for 3 weeks. So then once it feels easy and you're feeling, oh, I could do a bit more, do a bit more.
Yeah, so it's being careful, it's being cautious, it's not suddenly doing too much. And the key thing I think to remember is it's down to you feeling based, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's
because
what we said before. Yeah.
We can say to people, oh, we'll only add a 35-minute run in.
Yeah.
But you've got to listen to your body at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the second part. So if I've given you the guidelines on what to do, what about the feeling base? How should it feel? And so I'm going to start off by saying what it shouldn't be like, because I've read it somewhere about pain is just something or other leaving the body, as though you just ignore pain. That's nonsense. If you've got pain, that's your body telling you that you've got to stop. You're doing too much. And if you're tired all the time and you're finishing your runs tired, again, that's your body saying you've done too much. You've got to listen to your body. Your body's...
So I'm always wary of when I read what people have put on Strava. Oh, that was so hard. You know, that's a sign that that person's done a bit too much.
Yeah, so what should you feel like when you're increasing your training? Well, really, we on our Thursday nights, we're keeping it nice and chatty, but we're doing a little bit more each week, and we're not... they used to do a lot of stopping, and now we run continually. So we've gone from 6 kilometres to 8 kilometres, but we're out for the same time, but there's less stopping, but they're getting fitter and faster. And Frances is a member of the group. The last 3 weeks, she said, "Oh, I feel so energised," and that's what you should feel when you finished your run. You should feel energised. You should feel like you've got more energy, not less. And the other thing is that if you lose form, so if you're running along and you all of a sudden you're got a dead man shuffle when you're sinking, that's another sign. That's the other sign that you're really doing too much. And if you're just weary, you're doing too much.
So you've got to follow the guidelines for how to build up, which I will put on the website and on the Facebook group as well. But at the same time, you've got to listen to your body. So if adding 10 minutes when you're running,
you should
trying
always
to get to an hour and a half, perhaps saying you're adding 10 minutes on, and if when you do that, you finish that run and you feel tired, perhaps it was a little bit too much.
you should feel energized.
Yeah.
And you should feel like you're able to do more.
Yeah.
You should always finish being able to do more. And if your form's gone, you've got to stop.
If
that's a real big
you've added a little bit too much time or distance or however you're doing it. So just
think
step
about
back a bit the following week.
You'll be amazed at how quickly you can improve.
Yeah. Okay, so the key is do it gradually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very gradually.
But
listen to your body.
On the Facebook page, you'll write down.
I will write down
some of those key things. Yeah.
Yes, the key guidelines.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. We haven't said where we are.
Well,
there's no view here.
No view here, but there's a little bit of a view that way.
View. Okay, just come around this way.
So we have got a beautiful place. Oh, we could go up there.
We could go up there. Okay, let's go over the stile. Let's go off-road, Colin.
Okay.
For the last little bit. It's going to go dark now because I'm going to go through.
Okay.
Over the stile. This is a big stile, that one. Right, here we go. Oh, the sun's out as well.
Sun's out, yeah.
I was thinking it was very autumnal.
Go round here. It's our first really autumn one, and we're underneath the Raglith, which is the hill opposite our house.
Which we can't see.
You can see if you go like that. Just see. You won't be able to see it much on the camera, but you can see it. And there is Corvedale and the Wenlock Edge.
Yeah, spin round.
Famous for its geology. It's all good.
Yeah. And it's very quiet and it's not windy.
And now I'm going to go off for my chatty run.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, and don't forget to visit our website www.chattysparklyrunners.co.uk, where we'll set out exactly what the guidelines that we've outlined today.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, see you next week. Bye.